Marmoush with goals in the 19th, the 34th, sorry, the 24th and the 33rd minutes have separated the two sides. Newcastle yet to have an attempt on target. Ederson's played a massive part in the game with a number of really telling long balls, including the first, which led to the opening goal for Marmoush. So much to admire. Nico in central midfield. Kuzanov has played well at centre-half. It is a youthful-looking City lineup, and at half-time, it is a quite wonderful scoreline. City 3, Newcastle United 0.
Welcome back to the Matchday Live studio. Just bringing you some live pictures of the tunnel as the teams head to their respective dressing room, because it's half-time here at the Etihad, and it's Manchester City 3, Newcastle 0. A first half hat-trick for brand new signing Omar Marmoush. Unbelievable first half. Andy Morrison, I'm going to bring you in there. What's your assessment of that first half?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Breath of fresh air. It really felt that way. Right across the pitch. Energy, getting to balls first. Right from the back, Ederson's distribution. Just every part of it, everyone was at the top of their game, and 3-0 is probably not the way the score should be. It should be 4 or 5, because they were magnificent in that first half.
How much of it, Sam, was that City really came out the blocks, and also is it, Newcastle haven't been at the best, or is that because City have been so good?
Well, I think when we talked before the game, we talked about Newcastle winning the last 4 away games on the trot, and I think this has been a tactical bit of genius from Pep, because he has read that, as I thought, that Newcastle will come here and do an high press, which is exactly what they did. So Pep's said to his goalkeeper particularly, and his defenders, play long in behind, and that is exactly what they've done, and they have caught Newcastle on the hop, and they have really, in the end, tore them apart. Like Andy said, it could easily be more than 3, and the attitude of the Man City players on the tactics that Pep wanted to implement is totally against what he normally is.
Yeah.
I mean, Ederson does play the odd long pass, as we know he's one of the best long passes in the game, but normally it's about building up from the back, and today it's been less about building from the back and more about getting the ball down the side of the Newcastle central defenders, who simply haven't been, and Marmoush has been just astonishing. I mean, the timing of his runs, the reading of the space and when to go and when not to go, and of course his finishing.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a variety of finishes. I mean, she was probably less work through those 3 goals then. I mean, the first one was a Gundogan assist. Beautiful goal from Marmoush there for the first one, Andy, wasn't it?
Yeah, the movement's great, and anticipation, and it's just really clever with it's just the movement.
Yeah.
The movement, and it's hard, if you're going to go 2 for 2, and again, we were talking about communication before the game, and Newcastle, their decision making is wrong. I think Haaland's come into a little pocket, pulled in somebody that should have stayed in their space, no communication, and then just a brilliant ball over the top, and it's a clinical finish.
Fantastic goal. So as my mistake, Ederson was the first assist, and that puts him now as the leading assist maker from a goalkeeper. He goes ahead of Paul Robinson with 6 assists. To have that in your arsenal, and you pointed out as well, Andy, his distribution today from Ederson has been second to none in that first half.
Well, you wouldn't see a better long passer outfield in the entire Premier League. It's a fact. For years he's done it. For years, I mean, bringing him here and Pep coming here has changed the entire concept of a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Where his assessment of abilities falls nearly as big on his distribution with his kicking as it does on him stopping shots and catching crosses. So there's been a huge change in that area, and of course, as an effective change, we've seen it affected so much today in terms of turning Man City into such a dominant team and winning this game comfortably, which I didn't expect. I expected maybe still a little bit of lack of confidence because they lost against Real Madrid, and as Andy was saying, they've kept a clean sheet, this half. So long may it continue, and hopefully we get more goals this half.
Yeah, that would be lovely indeed. Speaking of that clean sheet, Andy, you even said there, just getting at half time with the clean sheet. John Stones and Kuzanov are the pairing with Gvardiol and Rico Lewis. quick word on what you've made of the new ball.
It's been excellent, but it's every part of it. It's not just the back four and a clean sheet. It's every area, the way they kept the ball, Nico's influence on the team, his communication, he's talking, he's pulling people about, he's pointing, he's dragging his wide men back in another 15 yards. Savinho back in there so that I can go and press this position, so that if I do get done on my right hand side, I know there. And if they go to the fullback, we'll deal with that. All that little nuts and bolts of football that make the difference. And that's been, that then enables your Stones and your Kusanov to have a reasonably comfy 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So many different areas there today that have been so good. And at all areas, lead towards that clean sheet at half time.
Wanted to pick up on Nico, actually. New signing in Jan. He had that tricky start against Leyton Orient, went off with the knock. We can bring you some pictures of him. This was in the warm-up, because also I've noticed in the game, and I think it's quite surprising for a lad who's only been here 2 weeks, to be so vocal and demanding. And Sam, you were talking about you need that on the pitch, particularly in the low ebb moments that City found themselves in. I've been quite surprised to see him, Babu.
It's a breath of fresh air when somebody so new comes in and starts expressing their opinion straight away to, players who've been here for a considerable amount of time. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's about how confident you are in delivering those messages, and he has clearly a lot of confidence in himself and a lot of communication in terms of, how he puts it across. So full marks to him. But I have to just mention, and I don't think we've given, Savinho has been outstanding as well.
Yes.
I mean, he is. Lewis at the left back I'm sure he'll be happy if the manager takes him off this half, because he's had a torrid time at left back today against Savinho.
Yeah, he's been damn it. I mean, it was Savinho who got the assist for the third goal as well. It was beautifully worked from him, wasn't it, Andy?
Yeah, he's you think if Hall's going to stay that extra 2 yards away from him, then he's allowing him to come inside. Because if you get into a foot race, it's deceptively how quick Savinho is, and he ups the pace and he just knocks it, and Hall's done. And then Marmoush is just, he's not come off, so he's not come off Trippier, so Trippier's not run off him. He's almost playing as a central striker, the two of them. Slightly different, almost 4-4-2 at times, and he's just getting in that little pocket of space, nobody near him, and a great finish.
It's funny, I don't know if you've ever read it, so has a player ever come in at half-time and gone, Gaffer?
He won't have had the chance to do that. He sat down.
There's a tactical hamstring.
The subs warming up 5 minutes before the end of the first half. I mean, he would.
It was a tough.
It's tough for him. It's really tough.
But I guess if we're coming out in the second half, if you're ready, how then Sam? I mean, do you think maybe tactically you're going to sit a little bit further back? Yeah. What could maybe be going on in the
without a doubt? I mean, you've got to adjust to what month. He should have adjusted it sooner.
Yeah,
he should have shouted onto the pitch, because you could see what he was doing all the way along. Because soon as Edison had the ball, he was putting 2-on-2. Up the top.
Yeah.
Which means that by just to go that way, this way or that way, and both fullbacks were out here instead of being tucked alongside the two centre halves and stop that ball down the side, and they just didn't do it. So he's certainly got to rectify that the start of the second half, and he's got to do something to put Newcastle in the position first and foremost by saying, do not concede another goal, particularly in the first 15 minutes, and try and wait. The next goal has to be ours. Otherwise, if you can't do that, don't embarrass yourself today.
Yeah, don't concede. I guess as well, they'll maybe be looking to get Isak on the ball a little bit more, and even in Gordon, two players there that we know carry such a threat. Highlighted them before the game, but don't really feel like they've been involved too much.
No, they haven't, and again, that's down to City keeping the ball, dominating, possession, as well as using slightly longer balls. The opposition can't hurt you if you're, and it'd be interesting what the stats are. And I'd imagine it would be 65%, 70% maybe possession. So there's very fleeting opportunities for Isak to hurt. But in even saying that, there has been times, Kel, where he's looked dangerous. He looks a threat when he pulls into them channels, makes those runs and gets you one-on-one. He can go inside and outside. So there's still a major threat there.
Yeah.
But there just feels a real energy around the stadium as well. The fans as well, seeing the younger players coming in and expressing themselves and bringing that energy. And then you got Gundogan in there today, who has just pulled the strings and just kept the ball moving, intelligent. It's just been a thoroughly excellent 45 minutes.
It really has indeed. It's not felt like this in the Etihad for a little bit this season, so it's lovely stuff. Still more to come in the second half. Now, just want to take a moment, because here at Man City we've launched a new collaboration with By Women Built in the lead up for International Women's Day, which is hopefully going to inspire the next generation of founders and footballers. This campaign is all around looking at female-founded businesses and highlights everyone that has the potential to achieve great things on and off the pitch.
Is it going to be loud? Believe in yourself and have the right people around you is so important.
The happiness that she puts in her every day inspires me a lot.
I would say to my younger self to never lose track of your dream.
Believe in yourself and have the confidence to do what you want to do.
To enjoy every step, not only the good moments but the bad ones as well.
Be ambitious. I think that was always, my idea since I was young.
Don't be too hard on yourself with the setbacks, because there's going to be. That's how you grow.
I think it's extremely important for young people to have dreams, because it kind of gives you a purpose in life.
If you don't have a dream, there's no purpose in life.
Work really hard day in, day out, then I'd like to believe that eventually good things will happen to you.
The woman that inspires me.
Right now I have a wife and a daughter. The happiness that she puts in her every day, it inspires me a lot, even though she's just 1 year old.
My little daughter, it's such a special feeling, I don't think you kind of realise until you're actually in it.
Everywhere around us, women are growing and succeeding in business industry, so I think it's so important to empower the people around you, and I'm surrounded by so many fantastic women that only push me to be better. And
I've probably built my confidence by believing in my ability and myself.
Knowing myself, my strong points and my not so strong points are.
City by
Women Built.
So this collaboration with By Women Built is going to finish and culminate with a massive event that's happening here in Manchester on International Women's Day, Saturday the 8th of March. It's going to give young women the chance to get involved with workshops, meet leaders, as well as some former ex-City players as well. So it'll take place 10:30 till 2:30. If you want to get some more details on that, just visit mancity.com/CityXBWB. So that's mancity.com/CityXBWB. So, Andy, we spoke about the Newcastle changing room. Guess for Pep, he's going to be buzzing with what he's seen. What will the message be, though, to make sure we try and keep that all-important clean sheet and maybe grab another goal?
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep doing the same things. Keep moving the ball. With the spaces in behind, use it. Desire to get back behind the ball, work rate, energy. And then for the next 45 minutes, if we outwork Newcastle, if we run more than them, if we get to more first balls than them, if we pick up second balls, we'll go on and win the game. But again, yeah, it's wonderful and it's been excellent, but there's still the nuts and bolts and the dirty side of football that you have to do well. And if we do that, we'll see the game out comfy.
How important was it today, Sam, to get a reaction just in with the Madrid game as well in the middle of the week, and Liverpool the following week?
Pep must have stood there and gone, wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you see maybe a little bit of a legacy from the Champions League game? It just hasn't been there. All you've seen is positive energy, positive play, a tactic that would have only been dropped on them in the last day.
Yeah.
Because they played, was it Wednesday night they played?
Yeah.
So, Thursday would be recovery day. Friday would be, this is our tactics, just one half an hour on it, and they've executed it absolutely brilliantly today, and it's why the players have done so well and winning 3-0.
That's it, and we can see Eddie Howe's reacting there. It looks like a young Miley's coming on. I mean, he's a great
and a fullback
that season. So fullback there as well, and trying to work out who that second player is, but probably understandable.
Is it Livramento? I think he's
Livramento. Yeah.
I think it is Livramento. Yeah. What do you think the thinking might be there then, Andy? Obviously, is it going off what we spoke about?
I think what Sam said. I think Hall's gone in and said, "Get me off."
Please get me off.
Yeah, so it might be a change in shape. There might be a change because you've got to try something different. They've got to try something different. Eddie Howe will still believe he can get something from the game. He'll say the importance of the next goal. Get it to 3-1. With a little bit fragile still City. They may just drop off a little bit and get opportunities, but there had to be a change.
Yeah, I guess as well, maybe a little them young lads, a bit more energy as well, probably needed from Newcastle a little bit, Sam.
Well, yeah, I mean, Pep admitted that he felt that Newcastle's physical side today is better than theirs. Their energy's been really good, but we just haven't seen any of that, have we? We've just seen Manchester City dominate right from the very, very off, and long may that continue. And that will be his message, isn't it? Don't let your standards drop.
No.
Do not let your guard come down, because Newcastle could punish you at any time, and that could change the game. As Andy said, we've seen some goals going against Man City, and how it has changed the concept of the game, where they've seemed to have got a bit edgy and a bit more nervous. So don't let that happen today.
Absolutely not. I think we just saw as well. I think Edison was also just letting Marmoush where he's going to put the ball next, hopefully for his 4th goal. Right, remember you've got Clive and Ali over on the commentary team today on the app. We'll be back at full time. It's currently Manchester City 3, Newcastle 0. Enjoy the second half. Come on, City.
Thank you, Kel. Yeah, double substitution for Newcastle United. They are bringing on Livramento and Miley, and they've taken off Trippier, and they've also taken off Willock by the look of it. So they had to make changes. They had to alter something. They brought on Livramento at right back, and they put Miley